All right, so we're leaping into this, and first of all, I want to thank both Marv and Don for sitting down with us because, as you guys know, your 2-minute interview, I can't even really say it was I guess we can call it an interview, last week proved to be the #1 video on TAW. In fact, what I found interesting was last week the introduction I did was literally longer than the content. Uh, so we can base, I guess, the wisdom on that. For you guys at home, I'm going to be staying off camera for this one. This is being shot live in New York City, so I'm going to turn you guys over to Marv, and he'll walk us around the table, and then we have some questions. As today, per the what I've been telling you over the last few days, we're now going to get into much greater detail into the partnership with TAW and HauteBid and what it means for you guys. So, ladies and gentlemen, Marvin Siegel.
Thank you. So it all came together. Tim, your team, and the team you have, because we on our side work together every day on various projects, and we have a friendship and a personal friendship, and that's very important in life. Same reason, Tim, you have in touch since we crossed paths at a prior company. We always got along and had a mutual respect and love for watches. Dom is amazing at what he does. I have a Rolodex of a lot of contacts, including you, and we put all this together to create what this company is.
Yeah, I mean, I can't agree more. It's exciting to be able to work with what I would consider as such a team of such hitters, between Tim and his crew, and then Marv and his experiences, and then me and my team and what we bring to the table. So a really exciting venture for us, not only to create opportunity for watch lovers and future watchers and enthusiasts, but for us to also have an opportunity to work together on such a really interesting and unique project, so to speak.
Yeah, I mean, we can get in, and Tim, I know you're going to be asked questions, but I'm really excited to help to create a site that, if you're into watches, if you have a love for watches, if you're collecting watches and you love unique things, I want this to be the destination for you.
Well, I want to thank you guys for sitting down and spending some time, because as you can appreciate, and I imagine this probably happened with you as well, following the huge response to this past week's video, I've been deluged with questions largely, what is HauteBid? How can I participate? What's the catch? A lot of the questions that I'm sure we all expected. I was very gratified to see the huge amount of interest, first of all, because this really hasn't been tried before. And I'm going to just leap into some questions that I've got. And as usual, the interviews, I'm sure, will go organically. I think we started to get into this in our intro today without really prompting, which is, how did this team come together? And I'll start from my standpoint, which was, I was contacted by Marv, and you say you've got this great idea. And what I appreciated is you'd actually gone to several watch powerhouses and had narrowed it down to you really wanted a partnership with TAW based on relationships.
Right. Absolutely. It's a mutual respect for you. And from your side, how many years do you have in business?
Well, it's sort of a nebulous question. I mean, I began well, way back in the day. I'd bicycle over after school and watch some of the icons go at it. But yeah, I started in August '85 in video retail, which is how you and I know each other. And through that, Marv and I, we met. And of course, you were building some projects at the time, as was I at Shop NBC. And it was fun just to come by the office and trade watch stories and concepts. And of course, a lot of your concepts proved to be some of the more memorable on television. And so when I get this call from Marv, I got this idea to do the auctions. I was familiar with the concept of the auction, but one of the things that struck me, Marv, and I'd like you to talk a bit about this, is, to my knowledge, nobody has done this in really powerful wristwatches. I mean, if you want to do like a set of leftover dishes, there's any number of competing sites, but to actually get into the hardcore watch guy stuff, this was immediately fascinating to me.
Thank you. I mean, that is truly what makes unique. There's a number of these sites out there, and I'll let them talk about it, but they haven't focused on the luxury market. And I want to make this a destination for luxury watches, collectibles, and accessories. but initially it's going to be watches, and we're slowly build it up. But I want it to be where you come to, not just because of price. I want you to come here because you're going to say, wow, they have some really cool stuff. And you know, Art, you and I've worked on this already, and I'm going to let Dom pick up about basically the concept and how it's worked.
Yeah, so I mean, anecdotally, I'll also share, you know, I'd be a huge lover of watches. But, you know, throughout my experiences, you know, as a millennial myself, I am like most millennials in the fact that a huge amount of student debt. You know, I do pretty well in my day role, but for me, the idea of being able to obtain some of the watches that really considered to be my, you know, my goals, dream watches, and the things I'm really into, they're just intangible to me at this point. My, you know, cost of living. I'm in New York City. I live in Brooklyn, again with the student debt piece. So, you know, I've always this passion and interest in collecting watches, but, you know, unfortunately, at this point in my life, it's just not necessarily reality yet. And I think that, you know, as my, you know, I talked about this, and, you know, his love for watches, and you know, my budding enthusiasm and love for watches. You know, how can we not only deliver really unique and interesting things to the world, but also do it in a way so somebody like me can have equal chance of obtaining that watch as anybody else.
Right.
And I don't. To us, the idea was not about discount, but about leveling the playing field. So that way, people in my position and the way up to, you know, people who have the resources to be able to buy really high watches, you know, we're all able to come equally to the same playing field, and to be able to gain access to really unique and really interesting product offering. And I think that we began to discuss it. That was really what was the catalyst for us, and not decide to dive in, but to then also approach and talk about watch theme in order to you know, make that a reality. You know, to bring watches to the world, we need to make sure that they're authentic, that they come from legitimate resources, that they are the products that people are interested in. And I think by bringing the three of us together in that way, really come up with a solution that does that. I know that was long-winded. You know, I think it's important for people to understand where we're coming from and why I chose the model we did, which is this idea of what is often referred to a penny style auction. Now, that term sometimes has an interesting stigma associated with it, but I think that's because it's been done in the way that we're doing it.
Yes.
So traditionally, that style or method of purchasing products is generally, you know, associated with lower end products, things like gift cards, or, you know, sometimes vacations and automobile stuff like that.
Consumer electronics.
Right. But for the most part, nobody has taken that model and applied it to luxury or unique or high-end good. And that's what we've decided to do, and what makes us an interesting value proposition over some of the other things that exist in the world. Now, obviously, there's these, right, and some of the bigger auction houses. But those are traditional auctions where you're bidding and you're participating in the auction, and you're seeing the value of the auction go up, right? You know, if it's a $300,000 watch, that watch can go for $300,000 or maybe even more than, you know, the price usually in the market based on the demand, obviously. And again, going back to my story before, you know, obviously that's something that for a person like me and people, I think, you know, it's just unrealistic for them, especially to obtain really cool product offering. So that's why we decided to approach it with this particular method versus going with a traditional auction or traditional e-commerce, because I think that the barrier to entry is too high, especially for people like me. We're just entering the watch collector or watch enthusiast space. So what we've done is we've made a model where you come into the system, you create an account, and you purchase bids. And the bids allow you to participate in the auction. And how the auction itself works is there's a countdown timer, and that timer can range between seconds to 30 seconds. And you know, our auctions run Wednesdays at noon Eastern Standard Time, and they'll always be at noon on Wednesday Eastern Standard Time. And you know, we'll start to promote the upcoming auction the week before, after the prior auction is finished.
Yes.
You come to the system, buy bids. And then when the auction goes live, you use those bids in order to participate. And what happens is every time we bid, the countdown time goes back to 10 seconds, which keeps the auction open for anybody to kind of join and participate in this method. And then what happens as the time counts down, once that timer ends, so no more bids have been placed, the last person to bid wins the auction. And they then have the ability to acquire or purchase the product at that final auction price. And we've run test auctions, and we've done this in similar areas, and we've seen $5,000 price literally sell for $50 or $150, generally up to the $500 range, depending on how many people are participating. But the model again lowers that barrier to entry and really levels the playing field. So someone like Mark, like me, somebody with really fat kids, so to speak, we can all participate in the same auction and have the equal advantage of obtaining that really unique and interesting watch that you might not be able to find anywhere else.
And that's the key thing. I keep this. I want people to come to the site because we have a unique product.
Right.
Secondary part is you're going to get a great value, but you're coming there. The watches are great. And the watches, I mean, we're being interviewed by you, Tim, are coming through your DNA and your connections that talk about watches. You guys do videos, great content. And I believe that between him, you and I, we're going to become sort of like the watch whisperer. That's also really critical. And that's hopefully what we'll bring to the table is also great content and knowledge for that are collectors and movie collectors and have a love of all things that are fine and limited.
The thing that I can contribute right away is that we are only sourcing these watches from people we know. And when I say know, I mean that these guys have dealt for decades in the world's greatest wristwatches. And we know, we don't think, we know that these watches, whether it's a Rolex, whether it's an Omega, whether it's a Richard Mille, whether it's whatever, that these are absolutely authentic. And I want to make that very clear because I assume you guys got the question. I think it's a fair question, and I certainly did.
It's very important. And again, it's all about credibility in what you do and relationships in what you do. I have that I have represented. I mean, I've been doing this 30 years in TV shopping. That's still call today for a advice for recommendation, etc. People do that because you never did anything wrong. You were always credible, and you helped them, whether it worked or didn't work. You still helped them out, and I respect you for that. We have maintained a relationship along with a lot of the people that are in the business, and I just love what comes with. So when I say a fine watch, it's not to be expensive watch. We have some watches which we'll be posting very soon that'll be in the pipeline. They'll not be terribly expensive, but they're going to be really unique. And that's going to make it where you're going to have what I call a statement piece. You're wearing your wrist, and people are going to ask you, hey, where'd you get that watch? And that's what you want to have.
Let's talk about when can the audience participate? When do you guys anticipate actually bringing this physically to the public?
We just had a meeting this morning, Dom.
Yeah, great question. So lights turn on October 1st. So we're going to turn the site on. We'll open it up to the public on October 1st. And what that means is from that point, you'll be able to go to Haute Bid or Haute Bid, depending on how you want to say it, and that's HauteBid.com. You'll be able to go there starting October 1st, create an account, purchase bids if you want, see the upcoming auction, the first auction we're going to do, and then as well as upcoming auctions out a couple of weeks, maybe 4 weeks or so. And again, we're going to run one auction a week to start at noon. So the site goes live on October 1st. You'll be able to go there and check it out, sign up if you want. And then the following Wednesday, the 10th, that's when we're going to run our very first auction. And that auction one will run on Wednesday, October 10th at 12 o'clock or noon Eastern Standard Time. And I would say, probably about a week or two leading up to that, we'll start to put a couple teasers out on social media about what that first product is going to be. But you won't be able to really see that or won't define until we turn the site on October 1st, and you'll be able to see again that initial auction, sign up, purchasing bids, and then you'll be able to participate in the first auction Wednesday 10/10. And also just a little note, because I think it's important. As you're on, you're going to see that there's bid packages, right? So you can't buy individuals. The way the site works, you buy one of 3 bid packages. And one of the thing that we decided to do, because we want to keep the site as fair and as reasonable as possible, is when you participate in an auction, obviously only one winner per auction. But we want to make sure to keep everyone engaged, and to do that, anytime you participate in one of our auctions, you're going to get what we call backs. So there will actually be bids that are returned to you for participating. In addition to that, we also have a bunch of other ways that we're gonna incentivize you, the potential users and customers of the site, as in if you share an upcoming auction, or you share the fact that you created an account, we'll give you free bids.
Right.
In fact, we're going to go in there and just gift bids to people as they start signing up for the site for being what we would consider early adopters or hard enthusiasts. So there's lots of ways that you can kind of get involved and participate, and that's something that we're going to continue to grow out and make more robust as we launch the site and really start to see the activity surrounding what we think is a fantastic opportunity for people.
Customers really first, and I'm very, very proud of the fact that actually when I started my career at QVC, the first ever Q award for customer focus, I won. So I've always been it's in my day. It's what my father taught me. So we're going to make sure that as customer, as your customer, Tim, as our customer, your followers, they're going to go. This is a great site. I get bids back. If I don't win an auction, I can earn bids by sharing everything Dom said. I think your followers are going to go, this is really cool, and I'm getting great product at the same time. I quite frankly, I'm excited about some of the ones we've already talked about that I'd like to bid on, but I would not do that. I don't think it would be fair. But there are watches that I would literally want to own, and it's watches that you would want, Tim. And I think that's what makes it really unique. We are being the watch whisper for the watch customer out there. We're pre-selecting some of the coolest product that's out there. I'm very excited about what's already in the pipeline.
Let's talk about that a little bit. I'd like to do some name dropping, and I'd like you guys to start, and I'll chime in, and I'll preface this by saying that this is not written in stone. But with that out there, what brands realistically can our audience look forward to? Do you guys think? What are some of your target brands?
Well, some of my favorites, and I'll talk about from watches I own. The Panerai I have one now. I love Breitling because of the DNA with aviation, because I'm a commercial pilot, as you know, Tim, and I flew jets. So I love Breitling. We've talked about exoskeleton. I want this to be about watches that when you wear them, you're excited. I told you the story when we had a meeting before this, where I was getting my eyes examined, and I had I was looking through that thing that your eye doctor looked at, and my wrists were in front of me, and the doctor says to me, "That's a really cool watch." And I said, "Doctor, shouldn't you be looking at my eyes?" I want that. I want to happen. I want other people to have that experience of that you have a watch that you're proud of, not just something you bought at checkout drugstore. This is a watch that you will typically not see everybody and their brother wearing, and I think that's make it very cool.
Yeah, and Tim, I'll let you discuss some more of the brands that we've been kind of chatting about, but the other thing I'll mention is my specialty personally is in user experience design, things like design thinking. So for us, it's also really important to understand what you all are interested in having on the site. Tim and Talk About Watches crew are going to let you know how to reach us on Facebook and on other social outlets. We obviously encourage you to follow our page and to get involved with us even before we end up launching the site. And one of the ways that you can do that is by telling us what you would like to see. Like what are the watches that are appealing to you? You have an opportunity to fuss on Instagram and other social channels and like and join our page. Make sure you communicate to us what it is that you're looking to see. If it's a particular brand of watch or a model, or as referenced earlier, maybe there's some sort of watch accessory that you would really like to us kind of offer. And obviously, we'll take all of that into consideration because this is for you all. We are a customer-centric, a user-centered organization. Our website was designed, with actual users involved in the process. Our apps that are going to release, we're going to put out a native app on both iOS and Android the next couple of months. Those were also designed using what we call the human-centered iterative approach. So, we did a little bit of research. We then took that research and brought it to actual customers like yourselves. We got feedback from those customers. We started to design the interface and the experience. Then we went back to those customers and said, hey, what do you think about this? Try using this. And we received feedback, iterated and made it better. Right. And that's not our process for designing an interface. That's our process for running our organization. So the more you all are involved in what we're doing, the more we really start to groom and customize this experience, not only to meet your expectations, but deliver to you what it is that you're looking for. Even we are, big fan of different watch brands or particular models. We will bring those to you as well as our contribution to the community. We also want from you and then be able to deliver those to you as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to continue a little bit with the brands, and I'm going to come back and touch on what Dom was just getting into, because I was about to bring that up. I can share with you guys, and again, these are not all guarantees, but they're looking pretty strong. The brands that we're looking at right now will include Rolex, Tag Heuer, Breitling, Panerai. I've got an outside shot at Richard Mille, believe it or not, and A. Lange. A. Lange is one of the dream brands for me personally, so kind of a passion project there, I think. Let's see what else. Part of what I found interesting in the work I've been able to do over the last few weeks is the number of brands that I know that we may be working with directly, and including some micro brands, and I'll name one. I'm not sure if we're going to get him in time for the holidays, but I'm working on it, and that is Daniel Nobel, and of course he builds Nord Zeitmaschine. And I'll be very excited to get that. And it looks pretty good. There's some really cool stuff. But to the point that Dom was getting into there, we were, and I think it is still actually going to be a part of the HauteBid site, where you can say, bring me more watches like that if you like the watch of the week, or you can write in suggestions and so on. I'd like to start that now. This just kind of hit me as I'm putting this interview together. As you guys are watching, feel free to contact TAW. You can do that via info at talkaboutwatches.com, or if you just want to post on our Facebook page or right here under this video, seriously, write down the watch that you want. Now, I can't promise I'll get every single watch. Like right now, the one I'm after, I don't know that I'll get it, is the ceramic steel Rolex. It's one of the hottest watches on the planet. I don't know that I'll get it. I know somebody's going to write it down. The point is, if everyone out there has the Grail, let us know what you want. At the end of the day, this is going to be specifically about you, our clients. We have a powerful team in New York City. I'm located in Nashville. Mike's in Florida. I have connections literally spanning the globe. But the more feedback you guys can give us, we'll tailor this for you. If you look at the team we put together, and I know this sounds kind of like patting ourselves in the back, I can't think of another team that has more intimate, powerful connections in the watch industry as the team that is building this program. You guys have a real say. When I say you guys, I mean you in the audience watching this interview right now. You can participate. You can help. Let us know the watches that you like. And conversely, if you want to put down, this is not a watch I'm interested in, let us know. We're going to be putting dream watches on wrists. I don't know there's another company that's actually doing it, meaning affordable. I mean, you could go, well, the powerhouse, the big watch retailers do it. Yeah, I suppose that's true. But if you're willing to pay list, you don't need us. What if we take this concept and we say, let's put dream watches on the guys that have literally dreamt of the watch? That's a really cool thing, I think.
Right, Tim, you're bringing up a point, not to get off subject. In TV shopping, we grew up in, there's a group of people known as planners that decide what gets on air based on what they like or don't like, or economic reasons. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be putting things on the site that are based on what the customer wants to see. They're getting to be the plan. They're getting to decide what we show, what we feature each week, which is really unique. And really nobody's doing that, and that's what's going to make it so cool. And again, makes it very, very interesting to be involved. I told you, and it's probably because of my father, his wife wore the original Bulova Actron Space View in gold, and put a custom gold bracelet on it, so it's the basic watch. And I missed the opportunity to buy the 5th anniversary Sky View when they did that a couple years ago. Tim, through your connection, you find that watch. That's something that nobody can buy because it was sold out, I think, the day or two it came out. But if we had something like that, that to me is an example of something really unique. It's got a history, it's got a story, it's got a DNA you and I can talk about when we do a show. And we're talking about doing a Facebook Live preview just before the noon Wednesday launch each week to tell somebody, give a tour of the watch, why they'd like this watch, why they should own this watch. And again, not every watch is going to be for every person. It'll be enough variety that if it's not this week, you're going to want the watch coming up next week.
Right.
Your story reminds me of one very quickly that I had. And we're going back not all that long ago, but it was a few years ago. I got a call from one of my watch guys that absolutely out of the blue. He had four solid gold quintings that had come available. Quinting, and if you don't know that watch in the audience, go look it up. I think it's literally a work of genius. And he ended up moving them. I had to take a pass on it. At the time, I didn't have the platform. With this, we're grabbing a deal like that. To the two of you, I wanted to ask, is there anything else you guys want to add? Because otherwise, I think we've answered a lot of the viewer questions over the last week, and probably answered some questions that people haven't sent over yet. Anything you want to add as we kind of wrap this up?
I'll start by saying that I'm excited. I don't think there's really anything else. I like the enthusiasm already that between Facebook and LinkedIn, there's something like 15 people that have watched the interview that you did, Tim, which is really phenomenal. And we haven't even really gone public other than you about what's coming. And I think it's just going to get really big. It's going to be really exciting, and it's going to be a new way to kind of own bucket list items. Tom?
Images of the current auction that's going to take place, product details about it, video content, which Tim and his team are going to be putting together in order to really help everyone understand, not only the value in the watch, but the uniqueness and all the other pieces to it. Some written descriptions about it. So there'll be good information about all of the auctions and products that we're featuring. And that's something that I know is important to all three of us. In not only engaging the current community of watch collectors and enthusiasts, but also helping to grow that in a way that makes the industry better, creates a community of like-minded individuals who share knowledge and experiences. And as you're choosing not to engage in what we're doing, we're a very positive group of individuals who are looking to create value for you all, and that's in the product, often the information on the product, the history of the product, and the community that's around that. So that's what I would like to add.
So that's it, friend.
Well, I'm going to wrap this up. I want to thank, obviously, both Dom and Mark for taking time out from a very busy day there in NYC and doing this for us live. Thank you, everybody in New York. My name is Tim, and everyone in the audience, thank you. And we'll see you back here soon for another edition of Talk About Watches Live.